All right, realtors, let's get to it today on today's video. You guys have seen my story. Either you know me or you've watched the first few videos on the channel. And so you know how I got into social media and leveraging social media, why I believe it's so powerful, and all those different things. But let's be real. As you scroll through Facebook or Instagram, what do you see? You see the same boring crap from other realtors. Just listed, just sold, Canva flyers with absolutely no heart behind them. And here is the truth. If all that you post is graphics, you are basically wallpaper. Nobody stops for wallpaper. Nobody remembers the wallpaper. Now, I don't want you wasting time on social media wondering why nothing works. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 biggest mistakes realtors are making on social media and what you should be doing instead. And so if you're tired of posting with no results, I hope you can lean in, listen to this, and I truly believe it could change your business. So mistake number 1 is inconsistent posting. So many of you realtors are out there posting once a month and then you disappear, or you only do it when you feel like it. But here's what you need to know. The algorithm rewards consistency. I don't get 100,000 views per month for free by just posting once and disappearing. I get it because I post multiple times a week, usually 5 to 7 times per week, and I get 100,000 views. So again, we talked about this. Perception is reality, right? So your clients equate consistency with reliability and how reliable you are. Now, your job is to show up and build what? We've talked about it. Build know, like, and trust. When you do this consistently, when you are consistent with your content, you build this. So don't just post when you feel inspired. You need to build the muscle. I believe content creation is a muscle. And so you don't get better at it by sitting on the couch crying about it. Think about if you wanted to run a marathon. Do you get better and train for a marathon by sitting there being upset about it or thinking, oh, no, this day I wasn't at my best? No, you practice, 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 right? So here's what I want to tell you. If as we've discussed, I'm a huge Phillies fan, baseball fan, Philly season ticket holder. I remember being at spring training. I've gone the last 3 years, and I was there probably 3 years ago the first time. So that would have been 2023. And the Phillies were just coming off a trip to the World Series. And I remember thinking, why are they like running the bases and like, trying to get around the angle at first base a little faster with Paco Figueroa, their first base coach. And I realized then in that moment, as I thought about it, it's because it's about consistency. It's about doing the basic stuff like running the bases consistently. And that's how you build success. So please don't tell me, because I know some of you are going to say, I've tried, I've posted. Baseball players are there in February and March for spring training. They go all the way until the playoffs coming up here in October and November, all the way through the season. So 8 or 9 months doing the same thing over and over again. Why? Well, because they're stretching that muscle and consistency works. So inconsistent posting is not going to work. Number 2 mistake realtors are making is they only post just listed or sold. I get it. Canva's easy. The brokerage gives you a template, whatever it is, you post. It feels like you did something, but here's the reality. Nobody cares about your graphic. Nobody cares. People do not stop scrolling because they saw another generic flyer. What makes people stop and look at your post is the story behind it. Don't just post, just sold, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. Tell me about the family. Tell me about the journey. Did they search for 6 months? Did they beat out 5 offers? Did you help them find their dream home? Right? I know somebody that I coached recently helped someone that was homeless buy a house. Can you imagine that? Helping someone that was homeless buy a house? Those are the stories we want to post. We want to post stories, not just sold, under contract, that kind of stuff. Stories sell, graphics don't. So if all you post is graphic, you are wallpaper. If you want to stand out, ditch the templates and start telling stories, right? Here's another one. Mistake number 3 that realtors make is they are being too salesy. So I call it commission breath. You know what I mean? Every post screams, hire me, buy with me, sell with me. And here's the problem. Nobody wants to be sold or pitch. Social media, while it can tell people about your real estate business, can be a billboard of sorts. People want to work with you because they build know, like, and trust. People hire realtors, not that beg, but that they trust. So instead of just posting that you're desperate, I mean, you would never say that, but instead of just posting the desperate stuff, focus on relationships. Share behind the scenes moment. What did we talk about number two? Like, what's that journey and that story of that client? Educate people, encourage them, serve them. And when you do this, you won't have to chase deals at all. They will come to you already because they feel like they know you. And that kind of feeds a little into mistake number four. Mistake three, you're being too salesy. Mistake four is not telling stories and being vulnerable, right? If all you post is surface level crap, people scroll right by it. Stories are what make people stop. Vulnerability is what makes people trust you. I've shared on social media about my struggle with ADHD. I've shared about our financial journey. I've shared struggles from when I was broke in 2019. I've shared our past with church hurt at our previous church. And I've shared our son's story of being diagnosed with autism. I don't share any of that to get you to buy a house. I share it to genuinely build a relationship with you. But every time I open up, people reach out. They don't say, hey, list my house today. What they say is, thanks for being real. Thanks for showing truth. Thanks for sharing your story. And that's what builds connection. That's what builds trust. People do not want to hire a robot. Remember me talking about the team Charles a few videos ago? If you're just on a conveyor belt, people don't want to do business with you. They hire a human being that they feel they can relate to. So stop hiding behind the graphics, stop hiding behind the fake, and start being vulnerable and start telling stories. Mistake number five. Realtors copy instead of creating. Too many realtors, like we talked about, scroll Instagram, scroll Facebook, see what someone else is posting, and then they just copy that. First of all, that's plagiarism, whether you like it or not. You should not be stealing someone else's stuff. And if you look like everyone else, you disappear. You become the wallpaper that no one pays attention to. You need to develop your UVP, which we've talked about, your unique value proposition. What makes you different? What makes you stand out, right? For me, it's consistency, it's storytelling, it's authenticity, right? The guy you see right now on this YouTube video is the same guy, the personality, the same energy and all that in person or on my podcast or on social media. I'm not someone different, and that is how I win. Right. So my lane is storytelling, being authentic. And I think you should do that too, right? Maybe you add humor, maybe you add deep market expertise or design, whatever it is, lean into that. Stop copying everyone else. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Again, like Jesse Cole from the Savannah Banana says, whatever is normal, do the exact opposite. So we're going to be diving more into mistakes realtors make and diving deep, but I wanted you to understand these five, right? You know, not being consistent on social media, only posting flyers and real estate stuff, being too salesy, avoiding storytelling, and copying instead of creating. So here's the deal, guys. Here's how you win on social media. Social media isn't about selling. It's about sharing your life, getting to know me, getting to know you, whatever it is. And it's about relationships. If you can avoid these mistakes, start showing up consistently and authentically and build relationships online, you will attract the right people, people who know, like, and trust you. So here's your challenge. I want you to look on social media and maybe leave a comment. Are they one of these five? Are right these areas of struggle? Are you not posting consistently, only posting flyers, being too salesy, avoiding storytelling, or copying instead of creating? I want you to look at that and think about it. And maybe if you're struggling on social media and not having success, the reason is you are struggling in these areas. So I want you to look at your post. Are you telling stories? Are they showing authenticity in who you are? Or are you just wallpaper that no one pays attention to? So if this helped you, please hit that like button, drop a comment below, maybe with what you relate to from this video, and subscribe. I post 2 new videos per week to help realtors like you grow their business without cold calling, door knocking, or paying for leads. So let's keep growing and learning together. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys on our next video.